She told detectives a simple story.
I just know that one minute Emma was there, and then the next he had just left.
She insisted Ryan left voluntarily, found someone else, and vanished on his own. But detectives didn't challenge the lie head-on. Then they asked one quiet question.
Do you find it odd that Ryan now is leaving for good? Right? He's leaving for good, and he would leave his car keys behind?
That single detail fractures the narrative. Sarah answers.
That's why I thought he was going to come back for the car, because I did think it was a little weird.
In that moment, her certainty dissolves into uncertainty. As the questioning continues, Sarah doubles down.
I guess he found a new boyfriend or something and just up and left one day, and we didn't hear anything from them again.
But the detectives don't argue. They pivot.
He left his car? Had you ever driven it?
Yes.
Okay, to the store or something, or when did you drive it?
To a gas station.
Now, the lie has to expand. Why drive the car of someone who supposedly left for good? Why hide where it's parked? Each answer increases cognitive load, making consistency harder to maintain. Then comes the collapse. The detective changes tone.
And there's major inconsistencies about this. And you know Ryan is now deceased.
He is?
He's been murdered.
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Seconds later, the door closes. Evidence appears. Google searches. Forensic findings. And finally, the escape hatch.
We don't think this was a planned thing. Okay, we think something just went terribly wrong.
But the pertinent questions are who this demonic woman is, what happened on January the 23rd, 2016. Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. In January 2016, a routine walk along a creek in Mercer County unexpectedly exposed a violent crime. A woman walking her dog noticed bones protruding from frozen brush near a remote construction area. Unsure, but alarmed by what she saw, she contacted authorities.
Mercer County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, I may be just totally off my rocker, but I was just out walking my dog, and I came across some bones that look to me to be human. Maybe they're not, but I was wondering if I could send those pictures to you or email them to you.
Okay, where did you find this at, ma'am?
Right on Coldwater Creek. I was over walking my dog, right where they're doing the construction, right there.
Okay, I don't know where that is, ma'am. Where exactly?
Right on 127.
Okay, what is your name?
I live right next door.
Okay, can you hold for just a moment?
Sure.
Thank you.
Deputy Cross, can I help you?
Yes, this is. And I was just telling your secretary that I was out walking my dog and I came across some suspicious-looking bones, and I'm probably just being paranoid. But I wondered if I could send the pictures to you and see what you thought. I took pictures with my phone.
Okay.
It's right along Coldwater Creek here on 127.
You're not. Are you still there, or?
No, but I can walk over there. I live right next door.
Okay. We'll probably just send somebody out there to take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably.
And it's on the east side where they're doing that construction.
Okay.
On 127.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll walk back over there then and wait for him and show him what I saw. Also.
Okay.
Like I said, maybe it's just a big old goose hunt chase, but just in case.
All righty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Deputies responded and quickly confirmed the remains were human. What they recovered was disturbing. A skeletal human spine and partial torso hidden among vegetation, bearing clear saw marks. The skull was missing, as were large portions of the arms and legs, immediately indicating foul play and deliberate dismemberment. Despite extensive searches of the surrounding area, no additional remains were found. Investigators extracted DNA and entered the profile into national databases, including NAMUS, but no match was identified. For years, the victim remained an unnamed John Doe, while detectives were left with two unanswered questions. Who was the victim, and where were the missing body parts? In 2020, a cold case analyst with the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation revisited the file and identified similarities with a missing person report from Columbus, Ohio. The missing individual was Ryan Zimmerman, a 21-year-old from Kentucky who had last been heard from in September 2015 and officially reported missing 2 months later. After investigators obtained DNA from Ryan's family, testing confirmed the partial remains recovered in Mercer County belonged to him. His father was informed that Ryan had been dismembered and that critical portions of his body, including his skull, had never been recovered. Investigators then focused on Ryan's last known residence, a Columbus apartment he shared with Sarah Buzzard, her husband Corey Buzzard, and Sarah's partner Naira Whitaker. Ryan had moved in during mid-2015 after meeting Corey online. According to later statements, tension developed inside the household, and Ryan was asked to leave in late September 2015, the same period in which all contact with him ceased. Following Ryan's disappearance, Sarah eventually divorced Corey and later married Naira. The couple relocated out of Ohio and moved into Sarah's mother's home in Indiana. For several years, the case remained dormant until renewed investigative efforts linked Ryan's disappearance, the abandoned vehicle associated with him, forensic evidence back to the Columbus apartment. On August 25, 2021, officers arrived at Sarah's mother's residence to execute an out-of-state warrant issued from Ohio.
Oh, police department. Looking for Sarah.
That's me.
Couldn't step out for me. All right, sorry I had to wake you.
No, sorry. Can I do for you?
Well, I think you got a warrant.
Warrant?
Uh-huh.
What?
It's out of Ohio, I think. It's a theft warrant, I believe.
Initially described as a warrant related to theft, officers asked Sarah to step outside while they clarified the paperwork.
Just a little bit. Okay, so what's going on?
Well, we gotta take her downtown. I gotta look at exactly what the warrant is for, and then we'll go from there. So I can. It's through Ohio, so they sent us over here. So others sent the warrant over here. We get them from out of state all the time.
You know what I mean? So to my daughter's trip, we never that kind of person. But if something missing over there, I mean just
Take some deep breaths, Sarah.
Yeah, when she move it.
As she stood on the porch with her mother and Naira nearby, Sarah appeared confused and shaken, unaware that the warrant was connected to a long unsolved homicide.
You been sick?
We just woke up, sorry.
Okay. Have you been sick or?
No, just shocked.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna hold your arm so you don't fall over. Okay.
She was taken into custody and transported to the police station, where detectives from Ohio were waiting, setting the stage for an interrogation that would finally reveal what happened inside that apartment nearly 6 years earlier. Today, we will focus on the psychological elements of this interrogation.
Sarah, I don't know if you know this or not, probably not, but you're talking to Jennifer right now, talking to your mom, and also talking to Corey in Columbus.
No, he was here.
He's not here, he's in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's major inconsistencies about this with your involvement with Ryan, and Ryan is now deceased.
He is?
He's been murdered, and so we have Corey is talking to the Columbus police detectives right now. We just get off the phone with them, so I need to know like really what happened here. I mean, this is a bad situation. We really need to know what happened.
The detective opens by anchoring Sarah inside a solved reality. Ryan is deceased, there are major inconsistencies, and Corey is already talking to police. That's not just information, it's a psychological cage. By presenting the case as already moving without her, the detective strips away the fantasy that silence or vagueness can preserve control. This cornering effect forces Sarah to respond within the detective's frame, not her own narrative.
I'm Rick Ward.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Well, I'm assuming you have lots of questions.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And we're going to take some time to sit down with you here and maybe we can get some answers for those questions for you if that's okay?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me before we get started here?
No.
Okay. I would just like to have a conversation with you and we can kind of explain a few things and go from there if that's okay. But since we're in here, I want to make sure you're protected and we're protected as well. Part of our protocol, we're going to cover Miranda rights, okay? And then we can have a conversation and hopefully answer some of those questions for you.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So 20.
25th.
All right. Read, write, and speak English? Okay, what's your highest level of education?
A bachelor's degree.
Okay.
College.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to read this to you, and if you have any questions, stop me at any time, okay? And I'm going to initial next to it. If you just acknowledge after I read each line that you understand what I'm saying, okay? But nod of the head yes or whatnot, okay? It says, before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. Do you understand that? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about that?
I don't really understand how the process works per se.
So if there's any time that you aren't sure, of a question or something like that, you can say, hey, I don't understand the question. We can try to reword it. If there's any time that you don't want to answer that question, you don't even have to answer that question.
Okay.
Okay? That goes along with the if you decide to answer questions now, without a lawyer present, you can, but you still have the right to stop at any time.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear. Okay, I'm just going to read the waiver portion here real quick. It says, I've read the statement of my rights shown above, and I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. Does that sound accurate? I mean, we're not sitting here holding you down or anything like that, okay? Do you have any questions about that? I've read your rights to you. This is just acknowledging that we've read those to you. You understand them. If at any time you have any questions about those, feel free to ask.
Okay.
Okay? All right, just need your signature acknowledging that we read that.
Miranda is delivered slowly, politely, and with reassurance. We're protecting you and us. That calm, rule-following tone lowers emotional defensiveness and encourages continued cooperation because the interaction feels structured and fair. This is a compliance ramp. Once she agrees, she understands and signs, she becomes psychologically invested in the process as something she voluntarily entered.
Let's talk about Emma, also known as Ryan Zimmerman. He went missing. Are you familiar with any of that?
No.
Okay, so I guess tell me what you know about Ryan. Or Emma, if you know him as Emma. Okay.
It's a little bit of a touchy subject. My husband at the time had sexual interests. They had talked online extensively, and he had invited them to come stay with us, which I did not want to happen, but long story short, it did. So they drove under the agreement that they would pay part of the rent, and within, I think I gave them 3 months, that they would find a job and find their own place, which did not happen. So Corey ended up asking him to leave, which he did because I guess he found a new boyfriend or something, and just up and left one day, and we didn't hear anything from them again.
And you say them. Was there somebody else with Emma?
No.
And by them you just mean Emma?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it was plural, if there was more
than... Ryan wanted to start hormone therapy, but I was a little uncomfortable referring to them as she, so we just used the they, them pronouns.
Perfect. So you say that he was asked, or Emma was asked to leave. Who were you there for that conversation, or how did that go about?
I heard it secondhand. Corey had said that he was no longer comfortable having Ryan there, and they had also not made an effort to find a job like I had requested.
The detective gives Sarah socially acceptable explanations to step into college finances, roommates for rent help, relationship stress, so her choices can be explained as situational rather than malicious. That reduces shame and defensiveness, making it easier to concede questionable behavior, like driving Ryan's car, without feeling she's confessing to evil intent. The cornering happens because once she accepts those reasonable frames, she's guided into fuller disclosure under the same umbrella.
It was Corey's call ultimately. And I remember them packing, and either I went to the store, I was in a different room, I don't remember. I can't quite remember.
Who was all home at the time?
I was, Corey was not, and then my girlfriend was over, so we might have been in the living room. I honestly, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know that one minute Emma was there, and then the next he had just left.
Okay. Did you see him leave, like pull away in a vehicle or something?
Somebody pulled up, and he got in the car and drove off. I thought that he might come back because he did leave his car, but he didn't come back, and then we didn't hear from him again.
Do you happen to know who it would have been? I mean, did he make contacts there?
He said that he did find somebody else. I didn't get in much details with him, but he said that he met someone and had mentioned that he might move in with them, or at least see how things went. That's as far as I know.
Did he leave with you said he packed some things. Did he leave with a bag?
Yeah, I had the suitcase or duffel or whatever he came with.
Okay, and then he left his car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of car did he have, or what color or anything like that? Do you remember?
I know it was an older car, maybe a dark red, like a maroon.
Okay.
That's all I can remember.
Had you ever ridden in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of debating motives or emotions, detectives demand logistics. Who was present? What time of day? Where the car was parked? Who drove? Who picked him up? Micro-detail questioning increases mental workload, and under cognitive strain, people either contradict themselves or retreat into I don't remember, which itself becomes informative. The tactic corners her by making the truth the easiest story to keep straight over time.
Had you ever driven it?
Yes.
Okay. To the store or something, or when did you drive it?
To a gas station, and I couldn't get it to start again, so I had to call a tow company to bring it back, but I was embarrassed about it because I didn't really have permission to drive it.
So did you drive it while he was still living there?
No, this was after he'd left.
After he'd left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how did you get it started in the first place? If you want.
It started fine. I noticed that it was low on gas, so I went to the gas station, filled it up, and then I couldn't get it to start again.
Oh, okay. Were you by yourself during this?
My girlfriend was with me.
Okay. And then the wrecker came to get it? You said that you called a wrecker?
I called a tow company.
Okay.
To bring the car back to the apartment.
Okay. So did you see this tow company?
Yes, I rode in the truck with them.
Okay. And then you all brought it back to the apartment then, or? Okay. Parked it like normal?
No. I parked it on the side. Because like I said, I was embarrassed that I took the car without permission. So I parked it over at the side of the complex.
Was it within the complex, or was it like parked on the outside street?
No, it was within the complex.
Okay, so like your apartment on the like townhouses kind of like
Something
connected,
like that. Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
They begin with neutral biography, education, address, timeline of Columbus living arrangements, and only later move to sensitive material, sexual dynamics, roommate conflict, Ryan leaving, car usage. Small, easy answers build momentum, normalize disclosure, and establish a rhythm of cooperation. But she's been saying yes for 10 minutes. Refusing a later question feels like a sudden, suspicious shift, so she keeps talking.
You had made a comment earlier that it was discussed, and Corey kind of delivered it to Ryan that he needed to go. But you mentioned that he was pleading with you to give him another chance or what have you. Tell me more about that, the pleading.
I know that he was crying, and a lot of what he said didn't really make sense.
Okay. Tell me more about what he was saying.
Something about his family not being good enough. And I tried to be sympathetic and said, well, from what Corey told me, you didn't get any jobs. This was the stipulation. And I know I said I was sorry, but that Corey ultimately makes the call, and if he says that you need to go, I have to agree. And then I asked him if he had anywhere else to go, which is when he mentioned that there was someone else that he had met and was getting close to. So I said that, that he could try to contact him or go back home or something, but that he would have to leave whenever Corey said.
Did that get a little heated? I mean, when he didn't want to leave, obviously.
Not heated. Like our initial conversation, I was calm, he was upset, but after that, I guess he was more resigned.
Kind of kept to himself, or
there was no shouting or anything like that.
Didn't get physical?
No, not at all.
Okay, and was Jennifer around for that conversation?
No, she didn't want to have anything to do with him at all.
Okay, so she didn't step up and stand up with you on that
we had
at all?
We had a private conversation. Ryan specifically wanted to just talk to me.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
Probably because I'm the most level-headed out of everybody.
Sure.
And I was kind of the middle ground, I guess.
Kind of the mediator in the whole bunch. Okay.
Sarah is subtly encouraged to cast herself as the level-headed mediator, while Corey becomes the driver of conflict. Detectives let her adopt that identity because it makes her talk more. Mediators explain, clarify, and correct. But the trap is that a mediator is also expected to notice things and act responsibly. Once she commits to that identity, her later inaction, no concern about the car, no follow-up about Ryan, becomes a credibility problem.
I'm trying... if I remember correctly, I think Corey came back after Ryan had already left. I don't remember where he was, but I do remember that he came back, asked where Ryan was, and if he had left, and I said yes, and then that was the end of the conversation.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure Corey was gone during most of that.
Okay. I forget anything right now?
I'm Rick again. So when you said you had this conversation with Ryan about him leaving, and Corey was not present, you said it was a private conversation, right? How long, after that, did he take off? Was it that evening?
Oh no, I think it was at least a day.
A day? Okay.
From what I remember, Corey, I guess, gave him the ultimatum or the conversation that he had to leave, and then that happened at some point without me knowing, and then Corey left And then I guess it was that either that same day or a couple days after was when I had that conversation with Brian.
So Corey had a conversation prior to your conversation
Yes.
with Ryan? Okay. So Ryan already knew it was kind of coming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that was part of the pleading and the upset that he had.
Now, did you, in the process of this, of talking to Ryan and you saying him pleading, did you have communication with Corey saying, hey, this is what he's saying, or so you didn't relay any of this to Corey?
I may have tried to text him, but I don't think I got a response back.
Okay.
Detectives restate her claims in simplified forms. So you weren't there for that conversation, so he left, but the car stayed. So you drove it after he left. This locks her into discrete propositions. Once a statement is anchored, any later change looks like deception rather than confusion. The cornering effect is cumulative. Each summary is a nail that reduces wiggle room.
So tell me about the day, what you can recall about when Ryan left. You said that he met up with somebody. So try to go into a little bit more detail about that. Just was it in the morning, afternoon, evening?
It was the late afternoon, early evening, because I remember Jen and I were in the kitchen having coffee or wine or something. We were sitting at the kitchen table, and Ryan came downstairs with his bag and sat at the table with us for a little bit. We didn't really talk. We kind of awkwardly had chit-chat. And then a car pulled up in front of the apartment. And then he said goodbye and left without any fuss. I don't know. I think it was a man driving the vehicle.
So you looked outside?
Yeah, to see what it was.
Tell me more about the car.
That's a part that I can't remember. I know it was might have been green, maybe. But like I said, I can't.
Sure.
I don't know what the make was.
Okay.
It was a 4-door green vehicle.
And when did you realize, how long after that did you realize that Ryan's car was still parked there?
I guess I didn't really think about it until the next day when it was still there.
Is that when you drove it?
Mm-hmm.
The next day?
Or the day after, something like that.
Okay.
The detective pressures approximate time frames, late afternoon, next day, a few days, and checks them against work schedules and living arrangements. Time becomes an audit tool. The moment Sarah commits to next day or early evening, it creates a fixed point that can be tested later with phone records, tow logs, witness sightings, or CCTV. That's the corner. Her own timeline becomes the rope.
So you said to Megan here that Ryan never came back and got his car.
Right.
Okay. How do you know that?
I guess I mean, when the car disappeared, he might have come back to get it, but I never witnessed him come back to get the car.
I see. Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit, okay? So you move into this apartment in Columbus, the one we're talking about, where Ryan moved in. So when you moved in there, was it you, Corey, and Jennifer?
No, it was just Corey and I.
Okay. When does Jennifer come into the picture?
Shortly after, I guess I shouldn't say shortly, but sometime after Brian did. She was kind of my coping mechanism for the whole relationship fiasco.
Okay, so it's you and Corey. Ryan comes into the picture,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jennifer comes into the picture. So tell me about your relationship with Jennifer. How did it begin? Where did you meet her?
We actually met on Craigslist
Okay.
as just movie buddies.
Okay.
So it started out as just a friendship, and it stayed more as a friendship, but became more intimate. So she kind of became my support during that time.
When did it start to evolve into more of a intimate relationship?
Probably around the time that Corey started staying out more, participating in his groups.
So, can you give any type of time frame? So let me, this may be easier for you. When did you move into that apartment in Columbus, though, the last one you were at, when Ryan lived with you?
I think it was somewhere between December to February of maybe 2014, 15.
So maybe December 14 to February.
I do remember that it was after Christmas, or
Okay.
it might have been after Christmas. It was cold.
By charting Corey, Ryan, and Jennifer entering the household in sequence, detectives build a social diagram. This corners the suspect by exposing who had proximity, who had conflict, and who could act when Sarah was at work. Once the map exists, any attempt to downplay involvement clashes with the obvious question. If not you, then which of the few people who had access and why?
Okay. So a day or two after Ryan leaves, you take his car, and you said you had no problem starting it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it parked in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And you said it had license plates on it, otherwise you wouldn't be driving it, right?
Right.
Okay, and you drove it to the gas station because it needed gas?
Mm-hmm.
And then you couldn't get it started?
Right.
Okay. So then you got a tow truck,
Mm-hmm.
and it dropped it off on the side street. Tell me a little bit about that. Why you had a car of your own,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you said that you thought it would be fun to drive somebody else's car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how long after that did you realize it was gone?
I think it took me a few days, because I don't really look over
Mm-hmm.
at that area.
But you don't believe Ryan came back and got it, or you didn't know?
I honestly don't know.
Because you said earlier that you didn't believe, you said Ryan didn't come back to get his car.
I mean, I don't
Okay.
think the only way that he could have come back to get the car is if he did it when I was gone, and then Corey was there so he could get his keys.
Now, that's another question. To explain the key ring to me. So you find it odd that Ryan now is leaving for good,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's leaving for good, and he would leave his car keys behind?
That's why I thought he was going to come back for the car, because I did think it was a little weird.
What'd Corey say about it?
They keep returning to the car, how it started, where it was parked, who had keys, how it vanished, because anomalies are psychological pressure points. People can improvise emotions, but anomalies demand mechanics. The detective uses the car as a truth magnet. If the story is fabricated, the logistics collapse under repeated, slightly rephrased questioning. If it's true, it remains stable. Either way, Sarah gets pushed into a corner where inconsistency becomes visible.
I can't remember. Something to the effect of good riddance, I think.
So
Once Ryan left, he was kind of out of Corey's head, so we didn't really talk about it afterwards.
you mentioned if he came back, he would have had to come maybe when Corey was home or something to get the keys.
Or
So
possibly
you brought the keys back in with you then after the tow truck parked it? Okay. Put them on like the kitchen counter or something?
Probably, or the...
I didn't know if you had a certain spot that you always kept. I know I always
usually just put them on the table.
Okay. 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 And Corey didn't question anything after he got home and Ryan was gone. I mean, he, like you said, kind of just cleared him from his mind and moved on.
I mean, he may have had questions, but he wouldn't really talk to them or talk to me about them anymore. And like I said, at that point, it was more of a business relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever talk to Corey about, hey, he left his car here and I have the car keys? That never came up?
You drove Ryan's car. Had he ever driven your car or ridden in your car or anything like that?
He had ridden in the car to go to like the grocery or something.
Okay. Like front seat, back seat, something like that?
Back seat, probably.
Okay.
Who would do the grocery shopping?
Typically me.
Detectives zero in on the car keys, because that detail destroys the he just left story. If Ryan left for good, why abandon his keys and car? Sarah explains it away as weird, but investigators are listening for what she's not saying. Who had the keys, who had access, and who benefits from Ryan never returning?
Would everybody pack up in the car and go, or would it just be you alone, or you and Jennifer, or?
A bit of both. If everybody needed something, everybody would go. If we just needed a few things, I would write them down and go myself.
Would Ryan ever chip in?
I remember he was responsible for paying for his own food. So if he needed food, it would be one of the days when everybody would go.
I see. Would he regularly buy food?
Yeah, I guess semi-regularly, maybe.
Like what would he?
Like once a week.
What would he buy?
Crackers, ramen.
Would he cook a lot?
No, he never cooked.
Never cooked?
I know that Corey would sometimes make communal meals for everybody.
I get it.
If Ryan did any cooking, it was usually just for himself. He never did anything for everyone.
I see. So would he go to the store by himself, or would you go with him, or would him and Corey go, or?
Possibly. I mean, he had his car, so he would leave on his own sometimes.
But for the most part, what would you say? He goes and gets his own stuff? For the most part?
That was part of the agreement that, I mean, it wasn't a charity. He would need to take care of himself.
Right.
And
You said the stipulation was that he can come live here, but he has, within 3 months, he has to find a place of his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he chipping in on rent?
Yes.
Okay. Was Jennifer chipping in on rent?
Yes.
Did she work?
No.
Okay. She just had money?
Yeah, she had savings and...
I see.
This stretch looks like small talk. Groceries, food, who cooks, who pays rent. But it's actually a household control map. Detectives are quietly establishing routine, dependency, and tension. If violence happened, it didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened inside a system, and systems leave patterns.
Okay.
You want to go out for a sec?
Yeah.
Can you give us a minute?
Do you have plenty of water? Do you need a refill?
Yeah.
If I could get a refill.
I sure will. I can do that. I'll be right back with it, okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Sarah, I don't know if you know this or not, probably not, but you're talking to Jennifer right now, talking to your mom, and also talking to Corey in Columbus.
No, he was here.
He's not here, he's in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's major inconsistencies about this with your involvement with Ryan, and you know Ryan is now deceased.
He is?
He's been murdered. And so we have Corey is talking to the Columbus police detectives right now. We just get off the phone with them. So we need to know, I need to know, like, really what happened here. I mean, this is a bad situation. We really need to know what happened.
Now the tone shifts. The friendly interview ends and the pressure begins. Detectives step out, come back, and re-enter with a coordinated strategy. Everyone is being questioned at the same time. That's meant to create panic, because lies collapse fastest when multiple stories are being compared in real time.
With the car, we have DNA evidence. We're able to track down your car, the one that you used to own, the time of this incident. We were able to track down the current owner, and we're able to examine it. So we have something happened in that apartment over this weekend that we're talking about, which is the weekend that you recall, the weekend that you dropped Corey off with that girl in Columbus. Do you remember that?
I remember it was a weekend.
Yeah, it was a weekend. And so we have major problem here, okay? And something terrible happened, and we just need to know how it happened. It's not necessarily, it could have been something that just happened, but there's only a few people who know the truth. Corey's talking and gave us a bunch of details. It's not fair to me to go into those details with you, what he's telling me, because it's only fair that I hear from you, okay? So you're gonna have to tell me your version of this, and to see if it matches up with the evidence we have, because something is terribly wrong here. So please, just all I do is ask you is please just tell me the truth. What terribly wrong?
I mean,
Sarah, what went wrong? Something went wrong. What happened? Did he try to hurt himself? Tell me what happened. Something happened and somebody panicked. So please just tell me the truth, what happened. Corey's given a whole nother version of what you just said.
The detective repeatedly signals they have access to other streams of truth. Phone calls with Columbus detectives, Corey's parallel interview, family members involved, without revealing specifics. This keeps Sarah guessing what evidence exists and what has already been said. The mental stress comes from trying to avoid contradictions without knowing the full board, pushing her towards safer, more conservative statements that can later be tested.
Please tell me the truth.
I'm not comfortable talking about this.
We have a young...
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
I don't know what was an accident.
With Ryan.
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Sarah, come on. Sarah, please.
Someone that I can talk to?
Well, you can talk to us. I just want the truth. I don't think that's...
We don't think this was a planned thing. Okay, we think something just went terribly wrong. Okay, maybe got a little out of hand. And it happened. Okay?
I mean, Sarah, you have been arrested for a reason.
I thought I was arrested for theft.
No, that's not true. I don't know who said that, but that's not true.
That's what the policeman said.
Yeah, well, they're from another state. They're helping us because you folks live here now. We're obviously from Ohio. I'm with the state police, basically. And all I'm asking of you, and you seem like you're a very intelligent person, I just want the truth, though. And these things are not adding up. And I don't want to see you, like, everybody pointing at you. Not everybody, but a particular person is pointing at you, basically not wanting anything to do with it. saying it was somebody else. And again, I'm not really, it would be not ethical of me to tell you what Corey's saying, but I need to know what happened that over that weekend with him.
Here's the squeeze. They tell Sarah Corey is talking. They claim physical evidence, and they suggest the truth is already known. Notice the framing. We don't think it was planned. That's not kindness. It's a psychological exit ramp. Confess to an accident, and you feel less like a monster.
We always know there's two sides to every story.
Always.
So this is your opportunity to give your side, okay? Now's your chance to
Just the truth.
start from the beginning.
I don't want to say anything.
Why wouldn't you want to tell us the truth?
Was this all you?
I've said what I know.
But Sarah, that's not all you know. And we know that now. That's what we were out there doing. We planned this so that we could talk to everybody at the same time.
We even have some people in North Carolina right now talking to the young lady that Corey met. Okay, we have a lot of information.
Is there a lawyer I can talk to? That wasn't my rights, right?
Well, that's your decision. We don't advise on that. But all we're asking is for the truth.
I don't know what to say.
The truth, maybe?
I've said what I remember.
And you're telling me that's the truth.
That's what I remember.
This is going to be your only time to talk to me and Megan. After this, we're not allowed to help. So.
And what happens to me after this?
You're going to be booked in the local county jail here. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have physical evidence. That's why I was giving you an opportunity.
Sarah tries to pull back. She asks for a lawyer, says she doesn't know what to say, asks what happens next. Detectives don't argue. They emphasize urgency. This is your only time. That creates a fear-based deadline. Talk now, or lose your chance to shape the narrative forever.
I think I owe you this. Where are the photographs? There's your, look familiar?
What's in that car?
Just trying to get an explanation. But anyways,
So
Megan here has
I
something she
just
wants to
have
show
something
you.
I want you to take a look at, okay? And read over, then we'll get your thoughts on that. This is from your Google account. Okay, these are your searches on your Google account that you said you only had access to. So flip through these pages.
Yeah, look through them for
and
us.
take a gander at that. So we know there's two sides to every story. Right? I mean, do you believe that also?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So do you want us to only have the other few sides, or do you want to tell us your side?
Then comes the hard pivot, the Google search printouts. This is evidence theater, tangible, undeniable, and personal. It attacks her earlier claim that only she had access to her account. The message is simple. We can see what you were thinking. And once your thoughts are on paper, denial feels pointless.
Okay. Sarah, look at me. I think you want to tell us the truth. Look at me. You're the type of person I think that you are an honest person. Are you not?
I try to be.
Okay. We're just asking for the truth. And if was this something that was planned? That happened? Or was this just, oh my gosh, holy cow, this happened and now this is where we're at? Is this, you didn't plan this. Look at me, is that correct? Okay. So just tell me what happened. I just want to hear it from you. I don't want to just have everything from everybody else.
What's gonna happen to my family?
Well, we'll talk to your family, okay? And you'll get to talk to your family, okay? We can work through this. One thing at a time. This is the first step. Okay, look at me.
I'm scared.
Okay, I understand you're scared. Okay?
All I've ever gotten was a speeding ticket. And
You're an honest person. Okay, I don't think you're a bad person at all.
Sarah, let us help you. Just tell us.
I don't want to go to jail.
Okay,
Or
well,
anything.
okay, and I'm just being honest here. That's just a step in the process. That doesn't mean you're gonna stay there. Okay, you're gonna have a court date, that kind of stuff, okay? We just need to hear it from you. And we can pass along, we can't make any promises, just like we read earlier. We can't make any promises, nothing like that. But we can pass your cooperation along. Okay? Look at me. Go ahead and start from the beginning. Okay.
Watch the emotional engineering here. They label her honest, intelligent, not a bad person, and repeatedly ask her to look at them. This is guided identity pressure. If she accepts that identity, the only way to stay consistent is to start telling the truth, because honest people don't keep hiding.
It was an accident.
Okay. It was an accident. Accidents happen every day. So what happened? And I'm a little hard of hearing, so I'm sorry.
I was angry.
Okay, I get angry too.
And I knocked him down when he came out of the bathroom. And I choked him. And then I didn't know what to do. I've never done anything like that. And I got scared. I didn't know what to do.
You were scared.
I realized I ruined my life.
So I guess, tell me more about you knocked him down.
He was coming out of the bathroom and I came up behind him. And I put him in a chokehold and knocked him down.
Did he pass out? Were there words exchanged?
He passed out.
Okay.
And I didn't let go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was too late.
Tell me more about too late.
He stopped moving.
Could you tell if he stopped breathing?
He started turning white. And I couldn't go near him.
Because you were scared. Who was all home at the time?
Just Jen.
Jen and you and Ryan? Okay, where was Jen at the time?
She was downstairs.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She was downstairs.
She was downstairs. Okay. What was she doing, or did she hear the scuffle?
She heard a commotion.
The confession begins exactly where detectives wanted it. It was an accident. That phrase is the psychological key. Once she says it, the rest can flow in sequence: anger, chokehold, panic, cleanup. Detectives keep their tone steady, letting her talk, because interruption would push her back into defense mode.
Okay.
Came up. And she helped calm me down. And then we had to figure out what to do.
And you just spoke about that, or I guess what was decided? Obviously, we know what happened, okay? You're not telling us something we don't know. And I get it's probably hard to talk about. Okay, but these are the details that we need to hear from you. That way, it's not from somebody else.
I had to figure out how to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So what happened?
And we cut it up.
We being you and Jen? Was this when Corey was away at the hotel? Okay. So where did you cut him up at?
Bathtub.
Bathtub? What did you use?
Some kind of salt.
Where did that come from?
I found it in the shed.
So you each have your own shed there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who did the cutting?
Mostly me.
And what was Jen doing?
Taking care of other stuff like clothes.
Ryan's belongings? Okay. What was she doing with his clothes?
In bags.
Okay. And placing them somewhere, or?
Just for us to get rid of later.
Okay. So you were cutting him up. This probably made things obviously uncomfortable, but when you were cutting them up, where did you put like the limbs and things?
Bags.
Kind of like the ones we showed you? The blue tape. Did you see that blue tape? Would that have been your tape at home, or did you guys go buy that?
I actually don't recognize the tape.
You don't recognize the tape? Okay. What color bags, I guess, did you put him in? Did he fit in a couple bags, or have to do?
I know there were a lot of bags.
Okay. And where did you cut him at? And again, this is all stuff I already know.
Now they move from confession to documentation. Where, what, how, who helped, what tools, what bags, what locations. This isn't curiosity, it's case building. They already believe the big picture. What they need now are verifiable details that match physical evidence and lock the timeline in place.
Is there any kind of bail, or am I going to have to stay there the whole time?
There's not bail right now, but that's not to say that there won't be bail in the future. Okay? Just not right at the present time. Any other questions?
I'm sure I do.
We'll come back in.
Yeah, we'll give you a few minutes, okay?
What do I do about later?
That's up to you if you're wanting to reach out to a lawyer.
Shouldn't I have one?
We don't advise. We don't give legal advice. That's a decision you need to make.
I mean, I've never been in this situation, so
I understand.
I don't really know what to do.
I understand.
Do you have any idea what kind of charge I would be?
Well, right now I just know what your current charges are.
Okay.
Okay. Right now you have tampering with evidence. Okay. And you have grand theft of a motor vehicle. And abuse of a corpse. And gross abuse of a corpse.
Okay.
Okay? That's what is current. I'm not going to blow smoke and say that those couldn't change or things like that, okay? I don't want to feed you a line and then you say, well, she's a liar. I don't want to be that person.
It isn't up to us, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's not up to us.
You get one step at a time, okay?
Yep.
I just like to know.
I understand.
Kind of what to.
Sure. Do you have any other questions? This has to have been weighing on you for so long. Okay, I appreciate you being honest with us. Because that's the kind of person you are.
Thank you, Sarah.
I hope it doesn't.
We'll give you a few points, okay?
Is there any way I can use the restroom? I didn't get to.
Oh, I'm sure,
sorry,
absolutely. We don't know the layout here, so let me get a hold of one of these guys.
Give us a second here. Let me try not to make you wait too long.
Still okay? Yeah, stand up, turn around, and put your hand.
By the end, Sarah isn't fighting innocence. She's negotiating reality. Jail, transfer, charges, family contact. That's the final shift investigators aim for. From this can't be happening to what happens next. And once a suspect accepts that, the interrogation is essentially complete. Legally, detectives accomplish 3 conviction-driving goals. They lock Sarah into an initial Ryan left voluntarily narrative, then confront it with coordinated investigative pressure and digital/forensic proof, forcing an admissible shift to a detailed confession. By getting her to describe motive, anger, act, chokehold, causation, continued pressure until death, mens rea indicators, panic, concealment, and post-offense conduct, dismemberment, cleanup, disposal, car movement, they create corroborable facts that align with physical evidence and third-party timelines. This collapses reasonable doubt and supports aggravated murder plus related tampering/abuse of corpse theories. Sarah E. Buzzard was sentenced in Mercer County, Ohio, after pleading guilty to 1 count of aggravated murder in Ryan Zimmerman's 2015/2016 killing. Courts and reporting described the punishment as life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 30 years, a disposition tied to the aggravated murder plea agreement and widely reported as sparing her from the death penalty exposure that can accompany aggravated murder specifications. The sentencing was reported around January 20th, 2022, with follow-up coverage reiterating the same outcome. Life with parole eligibility after 30 years for the homicide, after which the remaining counts, e.g., tampering/vehicle/corpse abuse related charges, were addressed through the plea resolution rather than trial. This sentence reflects the court's acceptance of the guilty plea and the case's evidentiary posture following her admissions and corroborating investigative material.